Imagine waking up one morning in 1720 London, checking your investments, and poof, your life savings vanish overnight. Thousands ruined, fortunes obliterated, and the entire British economy teetering on the edge of collapse. What caused this madness? It was the South Sea Bubble, and it's one of the wildest financial disasters in history. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, where we dive into the craziest true stories from financial history. Today, we're talking about the South Sea Bubble of 1720 in the UK, how a shady trading company hyped up dreams of endless riches, sucked in everyone from peasants to the king, and nearly bankrupted Britain in a spectacular crash. Why does this matter now? Because it's the blueprint for every market bubble you've seen, from tulips to crypto. Stick around. I'll break down the gripping tale, plus timeless lessons to protect your wallet today. You won't believe how insane this gets. All right, let's rewind to the early 1700s. Britain had just finished the War of the Spanish Succession, a brutal, extremely expensive war that left the government absolutely drowning in debt. We're talking more than 50 million pounds. That's like billions in today's money. Enter Robert Harley, clever, ambitious Chancellor of the Exchequer. In 1711, he creates the South Sea Company. The big sales pitch? This company gets exclusive trading rights with Spain's colonies in South America, the famous South Seas. Slaves, silver, gold. Sounds like an absolute gold mine, right? But here's the dirty little twist. The real business wasn't trade. It was government debt. The company said, "Give us your government bonds, we'll give you our shares instead, and we'll collect the interest payments from the government for you." On paper, absolute genius. But the actual trade with South America? Pathetic. Wars blocked almost every route. They barely sent a handful of ships. By 1719, the South Sea Company is basically just a very fancy IOU warehouse. Then 1720 arrives, and everything explodes. John Blunt, the scheming, brilliant director, comes up with an even bolder plan. Let us take over 31 million pounds more of the national debt. In return, we'll give the government a huge upfront payment. Parliament loves the idea, but to make sure it passes, Blunt quietly bribes politicians, lords, even the mistresses of King George I with free shares. Very sneaky. April 1720, the South Sea Act becomes law. Now, the hype machine goes into overdrive. Rumors everywhere. Unlimited riches from South America. You'll be rich forever. Stock price January, £128. Spring, £300. Then, boom, total speculation madness. Dukes, doctors, servants, widows, everyone borrowing money to buy shares. The company pours fuel in the fire, new share issues and loans backed by stock. May, £500. June, £750. July, over £1,000. 800% gain in just months. People are quitting jobs, selling houses. It's tulip mania on steroids. But wait, guess what happened next? There were no real profits coming from trade. It was all smoke and mirrors. Meanwhile, dozens of ridiculous bubble companies appear, one promising a wheel of perpetual motion, another for importing large numbers of jackasses. Parliament panics and passes the Bubble Act in June, banning most of them, which ironically funnels even more money straight into South Sea stock. Then cracks start appearing. Insiders, including Blunt, quietly start selling. People begin asking, where is all the treasure? August, price starts wobbling. September, total collapse. Down to 400, then 150 by December. Panic, margin calls, bankruptcies, suicides. Even Isaac Newton, the greatest scientist alive, loses 20,000 pounds. That's tens of millions today. He famously said, "I can calculate the motion of heavenly bodies, but not the madness of people." Ouch.
Riots in the streets, people demanding directors be hanged. Parliament investigates, finds massive corruption and fraud. Directors lose almost everything, some go to prison. Then Robert Walpole, the future first prime minister, steps in, restructures the debt, calms the markets. Britain narrowly avoids complete national bankruptcy, but the psychological scars last for generations. Whoa, can you even imagine living through that chaos? If you're loving these wild finance history stories like I am, hit that subscribe button real quick right now. It really helps the channel a lot, and you'll get the next crazy story every week. Thanks heaps! So, what are the big lessons from this spectacular disaster? 1. Beware of hype without substance. Always ask, are the profits real or just promises? 2. Greed blinds everybody. Even Isaac Newton got burned. 3. When governments get too cozy with big speculative companies, danger. 4. Yes, bubbles eventually burst hard, but smart rules like the Bubble Act can help prevent the next disaster. And guess what? This exact same human psychology still drives markets today. Dot-com bubble, 2008 housing crash, meme stocks, crypto manias. Markets are human, full of fear, full of greed. Stay skeptical, diversify, and never bet the farm on the next can't-miss opportunity. Thanks so much for watching this wild ride through the South Sea bubble. I had an absolute blast telling it. If you enjoyed it, please smash that like button and drop a comment below. Could something like this happen again in our lifetime? Let me know what you think. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next crazy financial story. Maybe Tulip Mania? Until then, keep your investments smart, my friends.